Well, guys, this is Octave Higher TV, episode 20. We made it. Looks like we made it to episode 20. And I am here with Madman Mike Story of the groups Slings and Arrows. What else?
Roll Fast Ramblers.
Roll Fast Ramblers. Anybody else?
There possibly might be some, but I can't think of them off the top of my head.
Awesome, very cool. Well, we're really excited to have Mike here because Mike is a fantastic student, but also, very interestingly, he just got back from was it 6 weeks?
5 weeks.
5-week tour of Europe with all these different awesome bands, and I want to talk to him about his tour experience. So stay tuned. Awesome, man. So tell me about this tour that you just came back from. What was the impetus? What was the start? What were the bands? What were the projects that were going over there?
Cool. So I have a lot of friends in the United Kingdom because my rock band that I played with previously toured there extensively. And so a friend of mine in Glasgow, Scotland, said that he wanted to put together a country outfit, sort of 50s country music.
Yeah.
Some friends of his, but they didn't have a singer for it, and he said something to the effect of, "It's a non-starter because we don't have a front man. You'd be perfect for it. Shame." And I kind of wrote back, "Oh yeah, that's what a bummer." And then I walked away from the computer, and then I said, "Wait a second." So I emailed him back, and I was like, "Well, what if I come on over there for a while? Do you want to put a band together? Does it pay? What's the situation?" So he said, "Yeah, there, people in Scotland love country music, and we could put X amount of gigs together, and you get paid, we'd all get paid, and you can come stay with me for free."
Yeah.
And once I was over there, I did my Slings and Arrows and project gigs in Glasgow and Glastonbury and in London and Budapest too. I actually bounced over to Budapest because I had a cheap flight, and so I did Slings and Arrows, which is sort of my pet project. Sort of, I do whatever I want to do with Slings and Arrows.
And what does it sound like?
Slings and Arrows is kind of like if there's a rock and roll coin and the Stones are on one side and the Beatles are on the other. It's more on the Beatles side of that coin.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more like songwriterly, and there's a bit of a whimsy and magic.
Not quite so much like gut wrenching.
Yeah, it's not as much gut bucket blues and honky tonk and country music and soul. It's more about sort of like the craft of songwriting, harmonies, magic, whimsy, things like that. The things that the Beatles excelled at. So Slings and Arrows is more like that. I call it magical realism. Yeah.
When you were first starting to tour, was that in New York?
When I first started touring, exactly. From New York, we would go and do sort of like very easy day or weekend gigs. So all the secondary and primary markets like Boston, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Pittsburgh. Sometimes on the weekend we go out to Chicago. And then my band, we were lucky enough to get picked up by a very influential British DJ named John Peel, and he was playing our stuff, and so that garnered us enough attention that we were invited to go play in London, and then from there, at that point we picked up a booking agent and were able to tour the UK several times, and then that kind of fed back into what we were doing in the States, which gave us opportunities to play higher profile gigs back in the States.
Very cool. So it all kind of fed into each other.
Everything feeds on everything else in the world. Yeah, I mean, it's like riding a wave to a bigger wave to a bigger wave.
And what do you feel like was a really great lesson that you took from like some of that touring that you did with the pop band that you're able to take with you
earlier on stuff? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. As far as that goes, I would say, well, the biggest thing is to have as much fun as possible. When you're there in the process, in the moment, you're in the middle of a song on stage, just have a little moment of inner monologue and be like, "Hey, you having fun?" "Yeah, no, I'm having a great time." Because it's true. I mean, so much of what I did flew past me, because you're meeting people and you're worrying about logistics and you got to write the next song and all this stuff's happening, and it's really important to just take a breath and really enjoy yourself. So that's number one.
So it's kind of mindfulness, really.
Yeah,
you're just
totally.
checking in,
Exactly. Become the Buddha for a moment.
Yeah.
And just be like, "Oh yes, I'm here."
Become the guitar string.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Ring. Yeah. What was the second thing?
So that's one, and then two, I would say, like realized that, and I wish I'd known this better like 10 years ago, but I know this now. Like when you're out there touring, you gotta like kind of realize that like, on the business side of things, that like every person you meet, every person who supports you or likes you or wants to know you or get your CD or books you or helps you load in or whatever, anybody that you meet is, a potential friend, a potential ally, and you're only as good, or your operation's only as good as all of the allies and the friends that you have.
I was wondering whether you hit any spots like that in your trip where you just kind of felt maybe a little bit discouraged or down and out.
When I was on tour, just for 5 weeks.
Did you have a chance while you were so busy, taking all these
Yeah,
experiences?
there was one moment because I was on a red eye to London. To save money, I went from New York to London. I got a really cheap ticket, ridiculously cheap, and then I took the train up to Scotland. So like by the time I'd gone from like Austin to New York to London to Glasgow, I was really worn out, and I'd been on a red eye. And then I arrived at Glasgow, and in Austin it was something like 80 degrees when I got or 70 degrees. And I got to Glasgow, and it was like 30 degrees raining. And heating works a little different in Scotland than it does in the US. Like, it's a lot easier to heat your house in the States just because energy is so much cheaper. And so I arrived at my buddy's house, and I'm like, he hadn't gotten a blow-up mattress for me yet, so I'm like sleeping on the floor, freezing with like a rug roll, and I kind of had this moment of like, I think I've made a very big mistake,